Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Pilgrim Piper here, your friend Pat, smoking some Cades Cove Cavendish. Out of my Missouri Meerschaum Charlestown cobbler. Probably my favorite corn cob that I have from Missouri Meerschaum. I was on their website over the weekend and seen how many new kinds of pipes they have. I haven't been on there in quite a while, and I was surprised. A lot of different new options, very many. And the Cades Cove Cavendish. I think I had bought a pound of this, and it was back when there was talk about some kind of government interference, so I wanted to be sure. I had plenty. And yeah, if this is your first time stopping, and you're a newer pipe smoker, or even if you're an older pipe smoker, as in number of years experience smoking, it's a nice blend. Mild and sweet. When I opened the lid, I just took it all in, just took a couple deep breaths. Made me want to go back to Gatlinburg. You can see in the background there, I got my lathe, and over the weekend I was talking about turning a spindle project. And so around the second week of March, here where I live is about the time you start seeing the hummingbird migration. And so I looked up some videos and to build hummingbird houses. So I'm going to give it a shot here. I got a bunch of scrap wood from a couple years ago when a hurricane knocked down my fence, and I saved a lot of the planks, and I saved a lot of the 4x4s and 2x4s. In fact, the table that the lathe is sitting on in the background, I made all that framing out of some repurposed fence wood. And so it's a little bit probably too high, but it's fine. It works for a hobbyist. And the lathe, if you're wondering, is a Central Machinery brand bought from Harbor Freight. It's a 10-inch diameter swing and an 18-inch length between the headstock and the tailstock. Great lathe to learn on. I've thought about getting bigger, better, but no point. Not at this time. I'm not planning to do this for a living. It's just for my own satisfaction. So yeah, so got that ready. And the good thing that I've seen about those bird houses is that it doesn't look like it has to be real specific. Just obviously a couple things needed, but if you enjoy doing that stuff, give it a try. Like we was talking over the weekend, there's something about it. It's just good for the soul. Like some good pipe tobacco and a great pipe. You can hear the chimes as well. Looking out through my window right now to the west of me, and we see some crepe myrtles that are bare, and then a couple beautiful oak trees on the neighbor's property. You hear them? Yeah, I could just come back here and sit down all day long, read, think. See a sparrow. I believe it's a sparrow. Yeah, that's a sparrow. It's wonderful. Life is wonderful. You know, sometimes I think we have to leave home in search of grandeur when we have so much here at home. And when I mean here at home, where you live as well, your home, your area, that is beautiful, natural. Find the beauty in everything. Keeps you from becoming bitter, keeps you in a state of gratitude, and that helps you. Yeah, I probably should have let my tobacco dry out a little bit, but that's okay. While looking for videos on hummingbird houses, I came across another video of someone who had, I'm not sure if they built a birdhouse or if they bought it, but they mounted a little tiny camera inside and did time-elapsed video, I think over a 46-day period, of a bird coming in and building the nest and laying the egg and watching the egg hatch. And it's pretty interesting. My neighbor with his trash cans. Yeah, digging around this morning. Cool item. To me, it's cool because it reminds me of childhood. I found an old yardstick a while back that was at my grandfather's old place. And it's Dixie Hardware Company Incorporated. Plumbing supplies, sporting goods, gifts, garden seeds. And this yardstick, I would date it I would date it 50 years old, at least. I grew up with my grandparents, and Dixie Hardware, The downstairs was the hardware store, naturally. And upstairs used to be an old movie theater. And they had some live performances over the decades. And this was prior to 1970 for sure. Because as long as I've been alive, which is 52 years now, it wasn't in use until here recently. But my grandfather would tell me stories about going to watch the cowboy films over there, and he would tell me that as the actor's mouth was moving, he wasn't speaking English, but it was in French, because we have such a large concentration of French-speaking people. And there was a little saying he used to tell me if I was fooling around with something that might have got me in a little bit of trouble. He would tell me, "Tais-toi, Jesse, fais attention," which means, "Watch out, Jesse, be careful." And I never knew where he got that from until the day he told me the story about the cowboy movies. And then he would go on to say how you wouldn't see a whole movie, in one sitting. They would stop it at a particular spot, get you to come back next week. And I don't know how much a movie cost to go see in the 1930s. I don't know, maybe 10 cents, a quarter, I don't know. And so, so that yardstick came from that old hardware store, which I remember going to that with him quite a bit. And about 10 years ago, a family in town bought it and got it put on historic registry, and got some funding to reopen that old theater. And it is beautiful. They've had all kinds of performances, professional performances, and schools, local acting companies come in. Really nice place. And they've got a lot of the old furniture still in the bathrooms and things like that. And so I looked up some of the names of the people who have performed there, and like these world-renowned opera singers from that period had played there. And tell you what, I'll put a link to that old opera house down on the info for this video, and you may enjoy that. So what I'm gonna use, let's see, this piece of 4x4 from my fence that I was telling you about that broke, that the hurricane tore down. And I believe I could get 3 of those birdhouses out of this and get it chucked up. And we love to watch the hummingbirds, as quite a few of our neighbors do. So I'm gonna include them in the gift giving of a birdhouse. So I thank y'all so much. When I decided I was gonna start making videos using just my cell phone and no editing with my son, no intro, no nothing, I was a little bit leery about it, because I thought I had to, keep up with the pack. But I'm finding that I think I'm a little bit more genuine, more myself, a little more relaxed doing this way. So give me your thoughts on anything I said in this video today. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a pleasant Monday. Enjoy some good smokes, and be of service to someone. Yeah. So peace be with all of you. Au revoir, mes amis.